All right. Um, so I bought a Lucid account since I'm not going to the gym today. It is a rest day. Um, we're gonna see if we can pass or at least hit some sort of threshold, $1,000, $1,800. Um, that way we can just keep stacking accounts. So make sure my camera's not thrown off. Okay, that's good. All right, we almost came down to the value area high. I have these marked out. Value high, value low. Okay, we're gonna take a breakout play, or we're gonna take a possible bounce, retest, and breakout. But we have to break above the high. We should see some volatility here. We will see. Yep, today is a day off from the gym. I'm gonna take a break. I got a little probiotic organic juice shot here. Get me amped up, ready to go. I'm already up on my other main account, 1400. And then we're gonna hit some lucids. And we're just seeing really aggressive buying. So this is actually a good sign. This is probably gonna break out. And if we look on the, just going on 1 hour time frame, I think we're close to like a value area high from yesterday, or so look at, oh, not daily volume profile you want to see. So we're technically trading above value. So this would be a target here. Okay. So we'll go for a breakout play if it happens. It has to happen though. All right. Has to be above this area. So we had absorption here. If we break back above here, we're going to see, we're going to put a buy stop order here, because we should see sellers having to cover here. Don't know how much it's actually going to pan out, but we'll see. We are bullish. Everything's bullish. Opening range is bullish. We have yet to close below the opening range, which is a good thing. Bounce off by area lows. We try this value area lows. Point of control. Bounced off by area high. Went higher. So what I'm going to do here, and look at the CVD, it's just climbing. So there must be good news. This will probably go up to 750, or sorry, 350. I'm in the trade now. Let's see. Okay. How big is the stop loss? That's $400. How big is this take profit? It's not big enough. I would need at least go $800. At least there. For this to at least be a 2-to-1. And here we go. Here's a squeeze. We'll see if this works out. Once this closes, we can move to break even. And there it is. We can start to, this is the value area low. This is going to have some resistance here right when it hits this area. If this closes above here, we'll move it to break even, just to protect ourselves. You have aggressive selling. We'll see closure. I had a little late day stream since I'm not going on the gym for this last hour, so I thought I would just buy one account, see if we can pass it, this one together, all live. So I'm gonna move to break even now, since we closed above that. If it starts to fail and this seller gets serious, then we should see a pullback. If not, we see buyers reenact and go even higher. React and reload in their positions at the bottom. So we're risk-free at this point. We're just gonna go 2 to 1, something simple. I could trail. This could go up even higher. It could go to 400. It could pull back. The chances of it going up are probably not too high, going up super high, just because you have earnings coming out, I believe, at the end of the day. So it's something you kind of want to keep an eye on, because that's going to really persuade. I think it's priced in, like I was saying last time. I think they've already priced in the earnings. I think they already realized that they're going to be good. That's why we've been bullish. But so this could be a reversal point up here. You have aggressive buyers fail. Unless we come back, we have to close above this area here. This will force these sellers to cover, and you'll see an additional squeeze. If this does not happen, then we break even, and then we look for the next setup, possibly catch something at the end of the day. But you're still, look at this, you're still seeing CVD delta just moving up, buyers getting more and more aggressive. You're seeing big orders. So it's not a bad, this is not a bad trade to be in for sure. I just like this right here. This was all just really strong delta, aggression. Buyers just continue to push up. They want to take this higher. So sellers could put a fight here. We could pull back. Now that we're out of balance technically, this would be the area to re-enter down here if this breakout doesn't work. So if you pull out of balance, retest, go higher. That's what could happen too. Another possible playbook in the since we're technically pulled out of balance now, it's just we got to move up higher, because if they're gonna successfully squeeze this, they're gonna have to break above that 41.37 area, and then you'll start to see sellers having to cover and then close their positions out. So above here, squeeze starts to happen. We're already seeing the start of the squeeze. Sellers trying to initiate the sells, and they're getting rejected right now. And then we look at the 1 hour time frame, and I believe the volume, so this is from the previous day. We have a point control. This could even go as high as possibly point of control. This could rock at the end of the day, or it could pull back. We could come pulling back all the way to the point of control here. So there's kind of two possible scenarios. We go to the value or low, or between the point of control, or we pull back into value, and then they resume what they're going to do tomorrow. So we'll just keep an eye on this area too. We'll make that purple. I always like to make the POC purple. Don't know why. It's always been like that. I like it. Most likely we probably break even just because they're having troubles pushing. You see the failed buys, and sells are kind of moving price down. If you're having a true squeeze, you would see a push through the sellers, and the sellers would be immediately getting squeezed out. I did do 1,400 discount, my main account today. I'm just trying to pass some lucids and then have some more lucid accounts to my regiment. But yeah, we're failing here, and we're going to break even. I'll take the break even at this point. Here it goes. It's about to tap into it. Break even now. Yep. Okay. So breaking down, that's fine. We're going to wait for two areas here. Let's turn off this because we don't need that. Value high. We should see maybe a pullback. Comes below here, retest higher. That's the two possible scenarios. We could go up to the value area low, or we could see this breakdown. This breaks this and comes to the POC, then right in this area, then buyers could be in trouble. I think we're going to pull all the way down, though, to that value high. I just want to look at one other thing here. So we are technically at the value high on the TPO chart. So this does spell a little bit of trouble because value shifted lower, value high. So what I'm going to do here, this could have been a good short. We could take a small scalp here to the value high. Absorption. We're going to close that. Not worth it. Let's just see what this looks like. Look at that seller up there. That's where the seller came in, right here, right in that area. That was a big seller. Lots of delta, passive and aggressive orders in this area. So we're going to come to here. But you have a big passive seller up there. And aggressive, both right in this area. So this is the resistance. We could go here. We're going to have take a little bit of a risk here. Small risk. We're going to go here. We're going to aim for there. Stop loss will go above. Yes, we'll combine the orders. This is a riskier play because I'm not near the high. You're kind of off the range and we just pulled out of balance, but on the TPO chart, it makes a lot of sense that we're going to start to pull back a little bit here. If this fails, then I'll wait till this area. But I don't like this, and most likely it's going to fail. Just because of this last wick. I thought we were going to get a little harder closure down. If we got a little harder closure down here, then we would have been fine. That's the protection. Yep, I take the small loss there. Okay. Okay, let's see how this pans out. I think 12:30 is when there will be some volume coming in. So let's just see how this pans out and see if it comes down to the value high. Let's see what happens. I think 12:30 is when we see some volume. So we'll see how this pans out. I want to see this real quick. So this move up caused this. We're technically at the value high from this little swing, but I think we're going to move up higher. Probably up in this range. If it does not pull back to here, I think we're just going to shoot straight up. If we get aggressive buying above this area. True test will be in this range, whether it breaks or not. Between here. Let's see how it reacts today. We are technically above value today. So like I said, if this fails, then we're going to see it pull back into value. It pulls back here. Let's see if this actually works out again. We should see it pull back into this range here. Stop loss. Be a fairly big stop loss. Decent size, about 15 points. We can move to break even once we hit this area here. So now we can move to break even here. Because if we fail to see aggressive sells come through here, then I don't want to be in the trade. We got to see follow through with aggressive sells. haven't quite got there, but we're close. So we got to see the aggressive follow-through sells right here. If this doesn't happen, then it's probably going to go right back up. So now I'm going to want to start to see aggressive selling right in this area. Should see it now. If we don't, then this could be a fake out. So you see aggressive buying and aggressive selling. We'll see who wins this battle. If buyers get absorbed here and we go further down, this is going to be really good for me. So this will be the true test right here, whether buyers are serious about holding this area. It looks like they're failing. This is a good sign. So I can move here. It's $100 no matter what. Because this right here, they could fail. They could bring it back up. It's something small, but I chip way back at my loss a little bit here, and I'm protecting myself, so. You're going to want to see more aggressive sellers as it comes through here, where aggressive selling took place last time. So this is the key area where sellers tried to sell last time. If we get through that, then it's going here. Because auction's only going to have to go lower if the buyers are getting absorbed. Yep. Now we're seeing aggressive sellers right in that area again. Multiple. So I can move it down here. Recover most of my loss if it comes back. So this will most likely go to the value high where I have my target. It has a very good opportunity of hitting that. If that's the case, maybe it might even pull back to point of control. I'm gonna leave it. No, I'll pull it here. I'll do there. I'll just trail it. If it gets this area and it looks like it's getting held up, then I'll just close it. But let's see if we can ride this out a little bit, because this is looking strong. A big buyer got absorbed. Sellers followed through. As long as we get more follow through in this area, like I'm talking about, this box, and closure below, then we'll be okay. The true test is going to be value area high. This box I have marked out right here below it. That's going to be the true. If we break that, then we're going to go to POC. We're going to go right back to balance. If it fails here, then we'll probably go all the way back up. Maybe even test back up here. But we had a big seller, passive seller up here, and they're following through. Right below that buyer that lost. Right above it, I should say. So now we're going to see some, yep, we're seeing buying here. There, buyers, yep, look at all those bubbles. So one thing we got to look out for now is if this fails here, we can move our stop below here and be in profit. If we have to have it close below here. Buyers fail, price closes here, and we move lower, then I can protect myself here. Buyer's last failure. If not, I recover pretty much all my loss here. I'll be down like $80. So if this closes below here, I'll be good. Right below here. We should see some aggression once we get below here to push it here. But as of right now, sellers are winning the short-term battle, not necessarily the long-term, but they are winning the short-term battle, and buyers are having troubles pushing it higher. And looking at the higher time frame charts, the TPO charts, let's just throw this up right here. Oh, You can see right here, we tapped into value high because value came lower yesterday than as we're moving up, so we came lower. So this is going to act as resistance. So what happened? We got absorbed up here, and we're pushing down. We'll probably push back down into the POC, into value. It'll probably end somewhere in value or slightly above the value high. And if it does from the news, then yeah, so we'll be solid. And I do like seeing aggressive buying. It gives me an opportunity to, when it breaks below again, it gives me an opportunity to move my stop down further, because that's where buyers are getting absorbed. And that's where, okay, if they get absorbed here and it moves down again, then okay, now I know this is where buyers failed and sellers are reloading and pushing further. So this will be the next point, just like we've seen here, because you do want to at least lock in some profits when as you're moving. I would hate for this to come all the way back up and I make nothing on it. So it's very crucial to kind of quickly analyze where aggressive buying and selling is going on, and then so as of right now, it looks like buyers are having a little bit of success here. And you can see here, sellers try to sell, buyers try to buy, we failed, then we moved up higher. Now sellers trying to sell again, buyers trying to buy. If buyers can't get above here, then we should see the retracement. If they do, I'll get, yeah, like this right now. They're looking like they're going above. So it's gonna probably knock me out of this trade. $300, which I'll be happy with. I'll recover most of my loss. Yeah, we'll see how this auction pans out here, because we are coming to the last 20 minutes of the day, so things can kind of get a little bit weird. There it is. Okay, I'm only down $90, so if sellers succeed here, I might throw a short in here, small stop loss above, and try to ride it to here or here. If they do, if this candle closes below or something and we get a negative candle, that would be another good little entry there. I'm going to take one small, we'll do a small stop loss here, right above here. $185, we'll target here. Come on. If I take the loss here, I'll be fine. That's small loss. Because buyers have to push above this area to push higher, so. And if I'm wrong quick. I know I'm out of the trade. But if it works out, then we can move our stop as soon as we close here. Yep, it's looking like it's going to fail here unless we close back below here and then we start to see some movement down, which could happen. There it is. That's what I want to see. Once we get here, I want to see more aggressive selling. Then maybe what I'll do is I'll move this to here. Maybe we can get a very strong aggressive sells coming down. You just got to remember there's earnings coming out, I think, after hours. So this could be why it's playing a big role on
things are already priced in, and now they're just unloading their positions as people are trying to buy, thinking, oh, we're going to have great earnings. Yeah, it's going to be good earnings, but it's already priced in. That's why people get stuck and they get killed. I don't get it. Why didn't it go up when there's good earnings? Well, because they probably already priced it in. That's why. There's been so many times where I see it, I'm like, dude, we had great earnings and just things tanking. Or we're dropping. It's like, what the hell's going on? And it's probably because the big boys are unloading positions here. Have they priced in? They're at a good area where they unloading positions, and you're going to see more aggressive sells as things start to slide. So this is the area we have to be careful. This is where big orders were held up last time. So I could move to break even if this candle closes this above this buy bubble. I'll just move it to break even. That way I protect myself. So we'll keep it here. We'll give it some room. You want to see here, it's going to have to test here. Buyers continue to buy here. I'm going to move to break even here. Buyers are showing some signs of strength in this area. It comes back up, then we'll move higher. You can see they're absorbing this area. This is the key area where sellers tried to sell last time and they failed, and we had a nice move up. So they could buy this area again, and we can go higher. They're probably just reloading positions. If this is going to work out, they're reloading here, and it's going to push higher. It's windy. Windy where I'm at. Yeah, this is not a bad candle. It kind of failed to break above, so. Next area we want to see here. Good afternoon, Chuck. Yeah, sorry I didn't go on this morning. I was busy. I couldn't even be at my screen. I was kind of going bouncing back and forth. Yeah, I did do well though. I did 14 on my main account, and then I opened up a couple lucid accounts, and I'm gonna see if I could pass these on the stream. Not today. It'll take a few days, but if I could pass these all together and add to my fundeds, because I do like lucid. They're fairly cheap, no consistency rules, no activation fees. And here we go. Now this is what I want to see right here. Aggressive sellers, but we need the follow through. We need this to close below. If this closes below, I'll be in very good hands. If this fails and gets absorbed, it's gonna break me even. So sellers are trying to make one final push here to either get it to here, or they're gonna find momentum and they're gonna bring it all the way back down to the point of control, which is back into balance. Oh, 550, that's not bad. You should be able to get it. Apex is nice because it's like $35 or something like that for an account. The only thing is you pay an activation fee, but it's honestly better if you're just trying to pass a bunch of accounts and you're only paying $35 if you fail it, rather than like $100 on a lucid account, but there's no activation fee. So the only thing I dislike is this like consistency rule. I have days where it's sometimes a little bigger, some days when it's a little smaller, and sometimes it gets a little tougher. So this is not a good sign. Sellers failed right here so far. We'll see if they can recoup and drop it further, but they failed right here so far. And we're going to see volatility at 1250. That's when I say the algorithms kick in. Yeah, I'll just take a really good setup. Don't be too anxious to pass it, because you can start to make bad trades and it'll be a tumbling effect from there. So just take very high probability setups, be very patient, and you'll pass it. And then once you do get done passing it, then just take it very slow. Start with like 3 micros or 4 micros. We need closure below. An aggressive seller. Let's see if they actually follow through. If not, they get absorbed again. We'll be breaking even. Then we'll reevaluate and see where price might head to next. But so far, they're getting slightly absorbed here. If this one closes below here, somewhere right here, with the seller being successful, then I'll probably be okay for this whole trade. Yeah, there you go, Chuck. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, you just wait and be patient, and then there's no rush at that point. %. Yeah. Most people fail because they're in a rush to make money. I've been in that boat. I don't know how many times I've done it where I've screwed off so many accounts doing it. I have NQ value here high at 278 for the day. You're talking about? Yeah, the daily for sure. The day is definitely 278. That's the daily. I'm not too interested in the daily, just because things fluctuate. What I did was I drew a box here from all the range that we had, because we were in a range and a range and a range and we finally broke out. So we're probably going to come back and retest this value high here. This is where my true value high is at 255. Since April 20th, yeah. Yeah, session's not bad. It gives you some hindsight, but breaking it down towards like boxes and swings, those are the most pivotal things you can really do to find really precise areas. Like for example, let's just I don't know, let's just see right here real quick. Sorry, let me just zoom in here. I'm just gonna zoom in. All right, for example, here we're in the value area low for this swing, so they're selling it again. If this breaks here, then we should see some breakouts of sellers trying to kick in here, because there'll be a shift in character, I guess you'd want to say. But if it holds up here, we could see this value area low right here. This is where the value area low is. You can see this move all the way back up here possibly, and that's a very big possibility, because we did break high. We closed above high, so we're going to come down and test value area low. The only reason why I'm short is looking at the higher time frames on the TPO charts right here. Is yesterday we found value right in the middle, we couldn't find value, then we found value lower. So technically we're gonna have to come down and find value again before we move up. If this doesn't close above here, then I don't expect a bullish day tomorrow. And there it is. There's some aggressive sell. That's what I want to see. Oh, 1250. That makes sense. Okay. So this could be where they get aggressive and they pull it back to the point of control, this range, all the way down to 220. If it closes below here, then what I can do is I can move my stop right above here and recover my loss too on top of that. So what I'll do here is I'm going to cover here now, because we should see more of a squeeze happening, and we should see it go to this value high. I could exit here. It's a very big possibility that if I see like this happening around here, then I'll exit. But I want to let price play out a little bit. And then we have big buyers coming in again. Another huge buyer. Look at the delta shift. This could be the turning point to go higher. either the turning point to go higher or they're going to get absorbed and it's just going to crash to the point of control. This is where all the orders are being placed in this area. We will come here first. We will visit 5550 most likely before we make any sort of approach to the high most likely. So now what I could do, if I really wanted to be very protective of my position, I can move it here. Buyers failed there. We close below, so as soon as we break that low, which we kind of did, I can move it here. And this just gives me some protection if it does end up shooting up, then, because if it's not going to make a move, it's going to come back up, and then I expect a move just last 5-6 minutes of some degree since we're moving and there's volume. But it could be that there's just waiting for news again because earnings coming out. So but buyers are holding this area, so this could be a really good sign for the buyers. I don't see it yet. You need to see closure above. That's what we'll do. We'll give it some room. I don't want to play it safe. I'll be positive anyway, so it doesn't even matter. I find Delta fairly unreliable once MOC hits. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's also apparently earnings at 1 p.m. Yeah, this is why. Look at this. So we're seeing Delta actually push. They actually absorbed all these areas. We're coming out the value low, and we closed above. You could have gone long here. Put your stop below here. But I would want to see how they interact here. You could also put what I could do is put a buy stop order here. Do a risky little move here. Put it below this candle. And then we could target back up into this where this negative delta is. Pretty much a little bit over 2 to 1. Buyers are really pushing. You can see it right here. And the aggressive orders coming in. If this ends up exploding up, I could move my stop to break even pretty quickly. And this little yellow line is value area low for like 2 days ago. I could even go somewhere up here if we start to move up because it'll be a squeeze above the high. But time's running out, so I'm not too confident in a massive move unless especially with earnings. They might try to close towards the high of the day and then see if it push higher or not. So last 5 minutes here, we should see some movement here. Buyers seem to be getting absorbed a little bit here because they're not following through. But we're getting a bunch of aggression. Then I could lessen my risk. I could put it below here. Because if that comes up coming back, then I'll get out quick. If this closes above, I'll be solid. I could probably yeah, we need a good closure above in order for me to move to break even because it'll be too early. But you're seeing aggressive delta and follow through, so I can be very conservative here and then just move to break even. but it'd be a little early, and I have the opportunity of getting wicked out, so I'm gonna do it regardless. I'll just protect myself, because if we do get the explosion like I'm hoping, if you don't get follow through here, then it's just gonna pull back again, and I'll probably end choppy. Then I'll probably just be my last trade here, because this is 4 minutes left. I just wanted to trade the power hour and see if I could collect a little bit of profit. And looks like I'll end up with about a Happy Meal. There we are. You're starting to see buyers step in more. There we go. The last 2 minutes there might be a little crazy, so I could move it here, but I'm just going to keep it a break even. Cover at least my fees. Seller stepped in here, and they're so far finding some success, so look at that. I held a wall right there. If we close back above, I'll be solid. I can move this to underneath here at some point. If we close again, I can move it underneath here at least. If not, I'll just break even. But the last minute, it just could probably wake me out, to be honest, unless we just shoot up. Yep. Volatility. Seller stepped in right there. Yep, seller stepping in. Look at this buying. Seller's really absorbing. We'll take a small little. We'll try to hit that. Move to break even here. $1 it's gonna get it'll jump or it'll pull back. We can guarantee $100. Now we can move here. Now we're about to see market close. We'll see it close above here. Guaranteed 360. It's gonna go here. Boom. There it is. I knew it was gonna go to that value or low. Alrighty. There's another great one. Not bad. Wow, it came right to that. And that area I had marked out on the right here. This was this value area low. This is why it came right to this area. This is the point of control above. It could even go to the point of control, especially with news. So but I'll get out there. Almost $1,000. I think realistically, if the news is good, we're just gonna shoot past all this. But yeah, that was a good exit. That thing came ripping back down. Look at this. Holy moly! Look at this. Holy moly. This is crazy. Yeah, you don't want to be trading this. Just turn off that. So that was a little 969 on that one. So we'll work on that one tomorrow. And then my regular account, 1468. Look at this jumping. I think the news just came out for the earnings. Yeah, we're going to come back to this point of control most likely then. Pull back into balance. If you look here on the TPO chart, we're going to probably pull back into balance. Or we could even push higher. And if this closes higher for the day, then I expect us to recover all this by tomorrow. But yeah, solid. Okay. That's it for me. Good little power hour. I was short, then I went long because I realized buyers were Delta started shifting. You can see it shift here. Look at that. That candle was indecisive candle, bunch of buyers. Delta started to shift, and we push higher. Yeah, POC up here next. Probably good news. We're probably gonna shatter through that. Yeah, and then we're gonna shatter through. This might even close above value area high. Yeah, it is probably gonna close above value high. Damn, went through the POC, and that's the value high. Really strong delta though. Really strong. So that we'll call it there for the day. Hit the POC like I drew my line like I figured. Hit this first area where I target. I could have targeted even higher, but take profit because this would have stopped me out. So we're gonna have some resistance here, and then we'll see how the actual day closes on the TPO charts once we rope them back up. I should be on live tomorrow morning for sure. I'm really gonna try to wake up early. Probably I'm gonna try to be on by 6 o'clock my time, Pacific Standard. If I'm not, then I'll probably be on by 6:30. But yeah, other than that, good day for the most part. It was just kind of tough in the morning a little bit, and then things kind of started moving. Yeah, it was just really choppy action all day. Not the best day. On your TPO chart, there's a beige kind of area. What does that mean? TPO chart, beige area. So the beige area, this is the value high, value low. The beige area is where I believe the lighter areas where there's less volume was transacted, I believe. Yeah, I think it's areas where there's a little less volume. Definitely has to do something with volume because you can see volume up here is less transacted. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Like 70% sure. Because you can see the areas where there's more volume, it's darker, and then when you get into the lighter areas, that's where there's less volume, low volume nodes. I guess you'd want to call it whatever, however you. Less volume transacted here, less volume transacted here, less volume transacted here. So, this can be interesting. I want to see how we close here is going to dictate if we're going to come down tomorrow and start heading lower, or if we close above and we find value, we could push higher back to all-time highs. And the green are the areas outside of the value high. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what the yellow is. I got to look that up. That's let me see if it gives me any sort of. Let's see what it says here. Background text. Fixed volume color. Okay, I figured. So
initial blocks. Oh, they're kind of like order blocks. And color open, color close. Yeah, which makes sense. So kind of blocks, I guess you would want to say. So it's probably buyers here buying all along the bottom of this candle, and it was a block. Same thing above here. You have a block here. Sellers were selling, and they've moved lower. Buyers here, they try to buy, and we came back to the block. Same thing here. They bought in the bottom. The yellow block is, boom, pushed higher. Same here. They found a block in this area. So that's interesting. I did not know that. Cool. Nice day. Good for you. Yeah, it honestly wasn't. It was kind of hard, to be honest, in the beginning. I read the charts pretty well, but I was just in and out of my chair, so I couldn't quite focus. So yeah, I'll be on tomorrow morning. Catch you guys tomorrow. Hopefully 6 o'clock, if not 6:30. I should have at least an hour of trading, depending how the morning goes. But yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See you, Chuck. See you guys.